shine time.
I'm in the news helicopter.
The Eyes Up Here helicopter flying directly above the location that we're both presently in, undisclosed, of course, for those purposes that we will not go into. But the breaking news, of course, taking place on the West Coast this time. Great good friend of the show, the Captain's Corner, doing his thing on the West Coast, doing virtual signings with virtually all the West Coast talent that we know and love. But before we talk about the task at hand, I want to welcome in the one and only Queen of Extreme, Francine, for this breaking news story.
Yeah, it's breaking news, and I didn't even hear about it. So this is going to be new to me. And, I was just going about my day when I got a very early morning text message, and we ran to the studio. We ran very quickly, like we've been doing, to get you the story first. But we might be a little late on this one, so bear with us.
Well, to me, this checks two boxes again for me. It's the the autograph signing and the wrestling news. So I love tackling a story like this, but this one, it started heavy in the middle of the night because we're on the East Coast time, you and I. This was all happening on the West Coast time. So when I woke up very early this morning, this was only a few hours old, and it came out and then was kind of retracted very quickly. But as the story has been picked up this morning, it's gained a lot of steam. And even though there's a retraction, people are raising the eyebrow, being like, all right, well, the retraction was way quick, and we're still trying to pick apart the first part of the story. And that is that, like I said, Captain's Corner was hosting a virtual signing with Chavo Guerrero Jr., the nephew of Eddie Guerrero, of the famous Guerrero family, who we've talked about a lot recently on Eyes Up Here, coincidentally, because we've just been covering the news that we've talked about on the air. And he had some very choice things to say about the WWE's usage of Eddie Guerrero, but specifically mentioned Rey Mysterio.
When you say retraction, who was that by?
The retraction was by Chavo, and the retraction was that he stepped back the comments nearly immediately, like an hour later after he put out so he did the virtual signing, put out a tweet clarifying what he said on the virtual signing, being like, so I said this, and this is what I mean. And then an hour afterwards was like, well, I said this, but I only did it because of blank. But what do you want to tackle first?
Well, I want to do the virtual, obviously, because I need to know what was said initially before I can judge.
All right, well, I'm going to pull up the video. All right, and we're going to check out the clip of the comments. That'll make it a little easier for us to kind of digest what he said. And then we'll check out the tweet, because obviously we can't watch that. So we will listen to and watch the clip of Captain's Corner and the virtual signing with Chavo. And we will digest how the question was asked, and then kind of chop it up back and forth and see what we think it was. I don't know how it went about, and see the context of it, and then kind of follow it up. What do you think?
Yeah, I need to hear it before I can give my thoughts. So
watch out. There could be a chair.
Look, I got to tell you this. I just don't understand why Rey Mysterio still has to look. We all love Eddie, but we're not going out with his gimmick and our gimmick. I mean, our gimmick was Los Guerreros gimmick, and coming out to Los Guerreros, we lie, we cheat, we steal, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, keeping Eddie's memory right." I said, "No, dude, you're. I'm tired of people." That's the truth. This is not a bitter thing. This is true. I'm tired. We worked hard for that last name. We worked. This whole family worked really, really hard to keep that name, to get that name to where it was. And we're tired of people prostituting it in a sense and using it for their benefit. So, Rey Mysterio, I'm sorry that no one knows who Rey Mysterio Sr. is. Rey Mysterio Jr., no one knows who he is. And I'm sorry that you have to latch on to the Guerrero family. And we're just kind of tired of it. So, Thank you for keeping Andy's name alive. Thank you for keeping the Guerrero name alive, but we don't need you. We're good. You know what I'm saying?
With the way Chavo looks right now, WrestleMania next year, Chavo Ray, who wouldn't want to see that one more time?
That was pretty serious, if you ask me.
What I don't understand, Chavo's smart to this business, right? He's been in the business for a very long time.
His whole life.
One of the boys, he's a worker. Does he not know, like, everything is finalized within the office? Like, does he think that Ray's just, like, does Ray have the power to say, well, I want to bring back this gimmick? And is this all on Ray, or is this something to do with the writers and creative? I don't, why is he blaming Ray?
That's why I was shot. And that was, he was signing in autographs. He was telling a story about a storyline. When Ray first came into the company in 2002, he was paired with Chavo, which was the perfect pairing for Ray's first WWE storyline and feud. And Chavo took him out. It was awesome. It was great. It made Ray look amazing, right? When Ray came back and just made him look like an awesome baby face. This was a natural transition into how he really felt. This was not somebody who then went to Twitter, and this is what he said on Twitter, Francine. He said, and he tagged at Rey Mysterio, is really mentioning the Guerrero name only in tribute and not to line his own pockets with cash. Maybe he'll donate some of that money to charity, or even better, how about to Eddie's daughters? That will show myself and the fans that he's not prostituting the family name. So he continued it.
This sounds
he
to
kept
me like
going.
Maybe I'm getting worked by him, but this sounds like a legitimate shoot. There's some kind of animosity going on between him and Ray. I don't know if Ray has any animosity towards Chavo, but it sounds like Chavo is bitter about something. I don't know. Could it be he's not involved in the story and maybe he's just like sitting back thinking, all right, they're talking about my family, maybe I should be there, kind of thing. But again, that's not Ray's fault. If I'm just trying to logically think what's going through Chavo's mind. Why is he so bitter? Because they bring up angles from the past. They bring back people from the past. He's mad right now what they're doing with the gimmick and with the name. And you said the LWO returned last night on Raw, which was
But they've been back for a few weeks. They've been
okay.
back.
Okay.
But they came out last night on Raw to Viva la Raza.
Okay. And so he has a problem with them. Does he think that they're just using Eddie just to make a buck, and he's not okay with that? I mean, to me, I feel like it's keeping his memory alive. It's kind of like a tribute to Eddie as a fan looking at what's going on. That's the way I look at it. However, he's not digging it. And I don't know if he would feel different if he was part of the angle. Like if he worked there and they included him in this storyline somehow to represent the Guerreros. I don't know. He just sounds really kind of hateful and bitter, in my opinion. And again, I've met him a couple times and he was lovely to me. He was a very, very nice man. I don't know what his beef is. But again, it comes from the office too. I mean, maybe Ray did have a hand in coming up with the storyline. I don't know. I wasn't there. I feel like I say this about every video that we cover. We're not there. We don't socialize with these people, so we don't have the inside scoop. We're just going by what we're seeing and what we're hearing. It just sounds to me like there's some kind of animosity between him and Ray, maybe. I don't know. But I know for a fact that when you do these angles, especially the big ones on television, somebody has to finalize it. And right now, it's Vince from what I'm hearing, he's got the last say on everything. So he's calling out Ray. Maybe he should be calling out Vince for prostituting. Is that the word I'm looking for? Prostituting the
That's the
Guerrero
word of the
name.
hour at the moment.
I'm telling you, it's just Ray's just chilling. He's doing his job, and guess what? He's doing it well.
I got to be honest. I think Ray is more over right now than he's been in the last probably 10 years. I think that Rey Mysterio is more beloved and even with the younger fan base, he's more over now than he has been probably since the beginning of like the 2010s. And then I don't know if this is now this story with Dominic that's touched people's like hearts and channeled that family dynamic, but Ray is more over now than ever. But hang on, it even gets better because he started replying to people.
Okay, but let me just say one more thing. The dig about Ray's father was unnecessary.
Well, it's Ray's uncle.
Oh, Ray's uncle.
Ray,
I
Ray
thought he said no one.
Ray's,
oh, okay.
No,
I'm sorry.
In the lucha, hierarchy or however you want to say
they
it.
go by senior and
tree.
junior.
Yeah, just the way they hand out the gimmick. It's
my
Ray's
fault.
uncle. Yeah, Ray's uncle is.
But even still, that to me was uncalled for. What? That's a dig. Then that's mean.
Yeah,
that's
All
mean.
Right, here we go. So somebody said underneath the first tweet, because we'll get to the second tweet and the third tweet. Okay. A commenter said he's not using Eddie's name. Eddie and Ray were best friends. That's why he paid tribute to him at WrestleMania. That's why Ray brought back the LWO. Ray brought back the LWO. Okay. Chavo's response: no, they weren't.
Wow. Okay.
You got 51 responses underneath Chavo's "no, they weren't."
I mean, do we know how close they were in real life? He does, apparently.
He's, you got, who's going to know better than Chavo?
Exactly.
Right?
You see stuff on TV, people are best friends, the angles, and a lot of these wrestling fans believe it. Like, oh my God, they're best friends. They said it on television. No, it's called working. Maybe they weren't best friends. I don't know, but I would think Chavo would know. But again, like, why? To me, like, why are you blaming Ray for the use of this angle? Like, I would think it would be the higher ups that he would have a problem with. I don't know.
Here's another comment. Somebody quotes, line his own pockets. Sheesh, talk about jealous. Chavo, pass some on to Eddie's daughters then. I guess he's only doing it for the money, dummy. The Guerreros have this thing about commenting and posting, right? They got to just put the phone down and walk away and not comment. But so hang on. Let me tell you the second part of this, right? So then about an hour later, Chavo jumps back onto Twitter and he writes, "This is how a heel should tweet. Hook, line, and sinker, ... I still got it."
Wow. So is he doing this just to get everybody's panties in a bunch? What? I see. Is he trying to manipulate the internet? What's he doing?
Okay. Now, I'm going to talk to somebody who I feel was a awesome heel and somebody who I think could probably turn it on and off at the blink of an eye.
Are you calling Shane Douglas up right now?
No, yeah, he's busy right now.
I know where he is right now.
I know where he is too. He's very busy right now, okay? Mm-hmm. We watched that video. Was that somebody who was going into a heel mode, or was that somebody that was naturally talking and getting something off his chest because he was conversing and he was vibing with the way the conversation was going, and that was something that he wanted to say. The way he was you see it on the video, you see it. That by somebody who could probably turn a character on and off. Was that somebody going into a heel character, do you think?
I think it was him. I think it was him being the real person and just giving his opinion. That's the way I looked at it. I didn't see him playing a character. I mean, when I do these virtuals, I am never in, I'm the queen of extreme Francine, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm never in that kind of promo mode. People ask questions, I give honest answers. So I don't think he was playing a character when he was answering these questions. I just don't. And going back to the other tweet, why does Rey Mysterio have to give Eddie's daughters money? He has his own family and his own children and his own bills, and because he's referencing Eddie, he has to like pay to use the name, so to speak. He has to give them money. Why? I don't understand that either. Are the daughters hard up? Is there problems? Like, why
Well,
does
they're going to have some legal problems coming up.
all that aside, like, we're not even talking about that. Even before this stuff came out, I don't understand why. Just because he's using Eddie's name, he has to give them money. It's TV. It's a work. It's what is going on? I don't get the philosophy behind it. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something deep rooted here that as just people watching from the outside, we don't get. So until he makes himself 100% clear, this story is not going to make any sense to me. And that's just the way I look at it as a fan watching like the rest of you. Maybe there's something I'm missing. There's definitely some kind of heat there because you don't answer. I mean, you could go one of two ways on these virtuals. You can either babyface the hell out of it, put a spin on it, and dance around the question, or you could be 100% real and give your thoughts. I feel like he was just being real and telling us what he thought about the situation. And he's entitled to his opinion. He is, a Guerrero. He knows more than any of us. But what is it that what's brewing in his soul that's making him so mad? And I don't know. Does he want to be a part of this angle? Is he bitter? Is he upset? Did something happen? Did Rey do something we don't know? We'll never know. But when you tweet these kind of cryptic things out there, it makes people speculate. It makes people question you. It makes people think. And then you put that comment, "Oh, I'm a heel. This is how a heel tweets," or whatever he said. And it's like, is he trying to work us? It's Jekyll and Hyde. I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah, again, seamless transition from the question he was answering about the angle into his comments about Rey and what was going on.
So what's your opinion? You're obviously not in the business. So you're a fan looking at the film. Would you take it the way I did?
100%.
Okay.
100%. Hang on. One more. Follows it up after that. I fooled you with the heel with a Mark Twain quote.
Oh.
It's easier to fool people than convince them that they have been fooled.
So he was working us.
No, I think he's trying to work you that he was working you. I think he's trying to convince you that you were being worked. I think that he was like, oh shit.
You think okay, so you think he was sincere, but then he thought about it, was like, oh crap, maybe I should.
Yeah, I think he checked his phone and there was a 619 text on his phone being like, what the fuck?
619.
And he was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, oh, well.
That's what I think
because
happened.
a tweet you can remove even though they're screenshots, but when you do these virtuals, they're up forever. So you really can't take down what you said. Maybe he had an oh crap moment and thought about it and was like,
exactly. And that's why, somebody like Nick, who again, he's in California right now. I mean, he's an East Coast guy. He's in California. This is why the guys that do this thing the right way, these virtual signings, are getting approached by companies to purchase the virtual signings as content for YouTube and streaming sites, because there's questions like this that then could get snipped and then there's a YouTube video.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's like, an innocent question or comment is now a viral 30,000 plus tweet in your little what's happening column on the side of your Twitter feed. And he just seamlessly transitioned from signing somebody's encyclopedia into that.
Well, when he said the Mark Twain quote, did people come to the assumption of, oh yeah, he was just being a heel, he was just working us? Or do people say, hey bro, you said it, own up to it? You know what I mean? Like, are people still bashing him after that?
Underneath, somebody wrote, "It's easier to accuse than to think before you speak." Okay, that's pretty good one.
So in other words, you're full of crap.
Yep. Somebody wrote, "This is mean. Jobless and legacyless. That's mean because that's just ignorant. That's
ooh.
So he's a stunt coordinator on Young Rock. I think Chavo's doing just fine.
He's doing great. Terrific worker. Like, he's a talent. Like, I don't understand. That's why I'm saying there's got to be something else there that's going on that we don't know about. He's allowed to feel any way he wants to feel.
Absolutely.
You know.
My favorite tweet of all time, I don't know if you've ever seen this, the Hulk Hogan tweet where he put, "Good night, Hulkamaniacs and jabroni marks without a life that don't know it's a work." Sorry. "Good night, Hulkamaniacs and jabroni marks without a life that don't know it's a work when you work a work and work yourself into a shoot, marks."
Oh dear God. This business is ridiculous.
Quote Hulk Hogan on that one.
I can't. That's just up there with the Steiner math promo. That's one of my favorites. 33% and whatever he said, the percentages, and oh my God, I can't. I don't know how to take half the stuff this business throws at us anymore. So bizarre. We're living in a bizarro world. Between politics and wrestling, my mind is about to explode. So, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Did you watch the virtual? What were your first thoughts? Again, he can think whatever he wants. He can say whatever he wants. But when you open your mouth, prepare for backlash.
That's right. The shit sandwich coming out of your mouth sometimes doesn't taste as good as it does going down.
Gross. Okay.
All right. Well, we will get out of here. We'll follow the story to see if there's any more reactions or work statements or any more development. And please continue to subscribe to the channel, get a channel membership, look for more content coming soon. And then if there's any more breaking news, rest assured we will be here. We'll get into the chopper again like we did this morning.
Okay, yeah, I'm jumping in the chopper. Mine's like Wonder Woman. It's the invisible chopper.
Did you spin? Did you spin and get into your costume?
I spun, I twirled, I did a backflip, and I'm here.
Very nice. All right.
Well, you people can't see me. I'm in a bustier right now.
Eyes up here, so I can only see the top part. So it's all good. All right. Well, we'll catch you next time for the Queen of Extreme. This is the Chadster. We will catch you on the flip side.